Push.
I can make things move. I can make things move.
I said quarterback shit when I'm I said I said quarterback shit when I'm under the center. Game plan sick, talking under the weather. You know what we doing? I need that all expense paid inclusive. I'm the plug, so I'm plugged into it. About money like with Jewish white Christmas. I'm Scrooge, bitch. My mood is on cruise ship. If you ain't tuned in, you ain't vibing with my moon man. I move shit like Kerry. I'm the cold truth, Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey. Everything mooey, that mean the price varies. Need that designer cream shit and all Ben and Jerry's. Cream get the money like 36 chambers. Baskin Robbins shit, 31 flavors. Keep it moving, keep it moving.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Everything on me. Yeah, tell him Bogart scot-free. Lottie-dottie, fuck with blow shoot, trolling pipe molly. Heard I carry weight, move packs like a dolly. And I stay fuming, clock me doing Godspeed. Business booming, back-to-back trips moving multiple units. Got mules, got universal soldiers, getting money for sure. Yeah, we ain't shrugging shoulders. You think I'm lucky getting over, made it far cause I'm sharp, fuck a 4-leaf clover. On my 89, minus the flat top. Getting packs off, smoking on the cash crop. Money talk, if you're broke then you can't talk. Play a never ending ball game, Sandlot.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Getting money when I land there. Smoking all loud so I can't hear. And if your boys bring the noise, all y'all pussies getting scraped pap smear. Codeine got me leaning, Pizza. Put your boy on point, pyramid of Giza. I'ma rock like this till I'm an old geezer. No pizza parlor, but we deliver pizzas. Ask Uncle Sam, I'm taxing. Look, ma, no hands, telepathic. I can make things move, I'm carefully calculated when I make these moves. I run shit, don't let me get loose. I'm all about my decks, trying not to get goosed. Keep it moving.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of the Chargers Power Hour. Let's go! Hey, hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season and having a great new year. And thank you for joining me. JD, you want to hit that commercial? On over to neonpeacockmerch.com, put your email in, get all the notifications when the new sale's coming up. There should be one coming up soon with the new year here. Then again, there's always a sale, but head on over to Neon Peacock Merch, get your fresh hoodies, get your t-shirts, get your cups, get your custom gear. I mean, Peacock can hook you up. There's not a thing that man can do. So trust me, there are some great new shirts. There is the there's a lot of game shirts. There's also one that's mood swings. I love that one. That's looking pretty good. That's on my wish list. Hey, what's up, Mr. Bruner? Hey, let me shout out the chat. King D, what's up? NeonPeacockMerch.com. What's up, Peacock? Hey, good game last week, man. It was a good one. I'll get to that soon. What's up, Mr. Bruner? Happy New Year, man. To you and your wife. And, hey, your bungles, Lowe's. You got your bungles this week, so we'll see how those Bengals do, buddy. Well, let me get to the drift of this. Let's see. Head on over to NeonPeacockMerch.com. Take a peek, take a view. You got to find something. All right, I can't believe it's episode 15. Where has this season gone? Yeah, it's been a season, but this season just hit a roadblock last week. But oh well, we ran into the Houston bloody Texans. Yes, Peacock, you guys happened to give us a 20-16 little beating. So let me get to that. All righty. So, all right, the Chargers fell at home to the Texans 20-16 in Week 17. Chargers are now 11-5 after that loss to the Texans on Saturday. So here we go. I'll get to the drift of this one. Well, this game it didn't start off good, but let me get to that one. Well, there was a lot of missed opportunities in this game. Story of the first half. For me, that was the story of the first half, was missed opportunities. The Chargers had chances to flip the momentum, but they didn't do it at all. They had 2 second-quarter interceptions. Both drives started in the Texans' territory. Only 3 points total to show for it. Dicker, the kicker, missed a short field goal. Herbert throws a red zone interception on a tip pass to Gadsden. That's it. And then to me, that's where the game slipped away. You can't spot a team like the Texans, 14 points, and then leave points on the field. Simple as that, you know. The second half was a little better. Herbert put the team on his back. Herbert started running. He had a 28-run, a vintage run. I refuse to lose moment, and then sparked the offense to let a touchdown to Gadsden. And Gadsden also had a missed drop touchdown. That was also a key also. But the special teams issue struck again. I've mentioned that many times this year about special teams. We had a shank punt. The Texans got a short field. Texans added a field goal and another field goal. And then Dicker misses an extra point also after Hampton's touchdown. But I remember saying it last week. Houston's defense is legit. I ain't gonna lie. Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., they equal a nightmare to me. And they were a nightmare. They showed it. They were pounding, hitting Herbert often, and hit the lay. Yeah, thanks, Peacock. I appreciate it, man. It was a great game last week. And, the Texans showed up. And then that defense showed up also. I mean, Daniel Hunter, Will Anderson, he's a nightmare. They controlled the line of scrimmage most of that game. Forced Herbert off the spot and disrupted timing many, many times. It was countless times. So here we go again. It just reminded me of last year's playoff game. I mean, when those guys are on the ball, when they're there, they disrupt the whole game. And all that happened. That was a minimum of a 6-point swing, possibly more, with Dicker the kicker and all the things. But that's not excuses. We lost to the loss. You got to move on. But the defense was uncharacteristically bad early. And that was from there, that's where it all started. The Chargers entered the Week 17 with one of the best pass defenses in the league. But Houston exposed them early, and it showed. I mean, the Chargers all year long only gave up 2 30-plus air touchdowns allowed all season. All 16 weeks or going into this Week 17. They gave up 2 in the first quarter alone. I mean, miscommunications, late rotations, and poor leverage. It was they tightened up later in the game, but the early damage was done too much. And Those two Texans rookies struck early, and they struck off. They struck very, very early. Now, I know that's it. Herbert carried the offense on his back after the two scores. That was great. But those two Texans touchdowns came early on large plays, pause, and that was it. And they were like, I think 50 and 60. They were long ones, but it was a tough one to come out. Here I am. Like, this is gonna be a good game. Down 7-0. Oh shit. And then down 14. What the fuck am I watching? Nah, but it was good. Herbert's run. Herbert had a couple runs. He had a 28-yard run. Was his fourth this season was at least 25 yards plus. The Chargers pass defense. Yeah, we got to that one. I copied and pasted something twice in my notes. I apologize. But all right, let me get to the game stats here. The Chargers offense game stat. Herbert was 21 of 32 for 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, took 5 sacks, and he had 37 rushing yards himself. Quentin Johnson, he showed up, but he can't be a one-man pony. 5 receptions for 98 yards, and he had a long one pause for 60 yards. And Ladd McConkey had 1 reception for 31 yards. So much for having someone on the fantasy playoff. Keenan Allen, 1 reception for 17 yards. Gadsden had 3 for 32 yards. Hampton was 8 runs for 31. Yeah, 8 for 31, and then had 8 runs for 31 yards, and then he had a 29-yard touchdown. So also, now can you pull up that Henley picture for me, JD? Daylon Henley. There we go. All right, Daylon Henry. He had 10 tackles. He was flying all around that field. But, yeah, 10 tackles. Derwin James had 5 tackles, 1 INT. Molden had 1 INT. Khalil Mack had 5 tackles and a TFL. I mean, the defense made plays, just not enough early. The damage was done early by the Texans, and it was just a little harder to catch up. I mean, we could have caught up, but there was plays that, drop passes here in the end zone. All those things accumulated to why we lost. But the Texans were the better team on this show. Yeah, Matt goes, he will say 100 times at least. Yeah, you're in line there, kid. But let's see. I mean, here's my 5 takeaways from this Texans-Chargers game. The Texans' fast start stunned the Chargers, and I repeatedly it was because they weren't just like short, even dump off. They were just C.J. Stroud was testing the defense. Like, oh shit, he's going to town early, and he did, and it was not just 1 but 2 touchdowns, and it right in the first quarter, and it was Houston's rookies Higgins and Noel cooked early. They really did cook, and they just burned the defense. Stroud was very decisive, accurate, and aggressive. The Chargers weren't ready for that vertical shots pause early on, and I think they were really thinking they was good. I think the Chargers were more focused on Nico Collins, shutting him down, but not thinking about the rookies. So they put all the attention on Nico, but not thinking about the other 2 young rookies who have had decent years. If it's in the kickoff or if it's it's receiving, they've shown progress throughout the season. I've watched them. I have a few of them on my fantasy teams, but they have shown, but they did show it. They showed up and they showed out in that game. So hey, kudos to the Texans on that. They took their shots early, but they counted, and that's all that matters. Just count and they won. And I think that was the difference in the game. That fast start by the Texans really helped them settle down and then get to do their thing, because their defense can just do their thing, and then that was about it. I mean, I think the Chargers had self-inflicted wounds, to be honest with you. It's been the theme of the season. Missed field goal. Well, we haven't had many missed field goals. So that's one that, hey, I mean, Dicker, the kicker, Paz, has been pretty accurate this. He's the most accurate kicker in the NFL right now. But you know what? You can't make every single kick. But yeah, the missed field goal, missed extra point was like there's 4 points right there. That would have tied the game. But if they weren't missed at all, that's a whole. And there was two shanked punts, and that was they gave the Texans great field position on both of those drives. So that was and then there was penalties at the worst times. So that's the story of life. My Chargers commit penalties on the stupidest times and the stupidest things. But there was, I thought there was some back and forth calls for both teams that really shouldn't have been called. But hey, tick for tack, referees are referees. But Herbert battles, but the O-line collapses again. I've been saying it all year long. That O-line is trash, simply trash, and it showed. And I'll get to that a little later on the show and also show you why. Herbert was pressured. Here we go. 47.6% of his dropbacks, and Houston only blitzed 5 times. That means the Texans' front four absolutely dominated the game, which they did. And I said that on last week's show. If that Texans defense is no joke, and it shows. And I remember seeing this in the playoffs last year, and you see it every single week by the Texans. D'Amico Ryan has done a hell of a job with that team, and that defense is outstanding. I ain't gonna lie. They've knocked us out of the playoffs last year and fucked our plans up this year for the AFC West title. But that it's the past now. You got to move on and just go on what's going on. But no, Bobby Hart getting benched. There was drops. The drops didn't help either. Gadsden, I think QJ had 1 drop. And there was others, but that drop, and Keenan Allen dropped. Adam McConkey had a few drops also, but But Houston, as I said, Houston defense is legit, and they are going to be a force in the playoffs, whomever they get. If it's, I don't know how, we'll have to wait till the end of this week to find out how it all goes. But that defense is legit. As I said, they control the line of scrimmage, and it just showed what that defense does for that team. You don't have to have an offense going, as long as that defense, they really can control that game. And then CJ Stroud doesn't really have to do much. He just had those 2 deep balls, pause, and he had a fast start. But he had his defense to help him out. And I'm not using that excuse, but that was a really big help. I wish it didn't start off that way, because I think we could have made it a game, but that's how it plays out. I said there was missed opportunities and penalties. We did capitalize on 2 interceptions of CJ Stroud in the second quarter. Should have been, that's 10, but we didn't capitalize on those interceptions to make the interceptions into points. And that was a difference to me in this game. We didn't capitalize on the turnovers to score. So that was a big problem there. Instead of it was 3-and-out, and that was stupid. Then there was a late illegal contact penalty, wiped out a huge 3rd down stop. That was a dagger also that stopped the drive. The Chargers defense was I felt a subpar showing. Justin Herbert in week 17 took 8 QB hits, 5 sacks, and 8 TFLs. So it was a rough one. And as I said about how much he was pressured, was what? 47.6% of 42 dropbacks. That's pretty bad. It was only and only blitzed 5 times per PFF. All right, JD, you want to pull up that Herbert picture for me? And we've had this since Herbert's came into the league, and it is drop passes by the wide receivers. It's wide receivers, tight ends. It's just everything. Since Herbert was entered the league, in 2021 we had the most drops in the NFL. 2022, second most. 2024, second most. Here we are in 2025. We have the 3rd most. So to me, this is a real issue. It kills drives, kills momentum, but it also kills confidence. Come on, you got to finish the play. It's only stopping it. So, those are things. But you know what? That Texans game, it's over, done with. But now we have to move on. Now we get the donkey's asses. Yes, Chase, that's your team. That's the Denver Lonely Broncos that are sitting in first place in the AFC West. Kudos to them. Yeah, yes, you're in first place, but you know what? It's why they play the game, and this is going to be a different game this week, you know. All right, so with Week 18 here, the last game of the season, I mean, the storylines for this weekend, the Chargers, the Broncos, they're playing for the number 1 seed. Yeah, the Broncos are 9-0 versus teams under 500. I mean, Bo Nix in Denver, they want the momentum heading into the playoffs. Well, they're probably going to get it because for the Chargers, we're not going to be playing We're not going to be playing Justin Herbert. We're not going to be playing Amari Hampton. Ladd McConkey, I think if he plays, he's probably playing a quarter. I think the starters that do play are going to play, but they won't play much. So that's all I'm going to say. And as for the Chargers, the storylines for them, they're going to be resting the starters. Herbert sits, others sits. The health, I think they're playing basically for their health. They're playing health-wise for the playoffs, but we're also playing for the seeding. I think that's what's going on. I think, if anything, we're playing for that 7th seed. Right now, that's what it looks like we're going to be playing for. It's the 6th or the 7th, but really, I want the 7th seed over anything right now. I mean, Trey Lance is going to get the start, so this is a huge moment for him. He hasn't played all year long. Yeah, he played in like mop-up time for like one time this season. He's gonna show if he show the league to see if he belongs in the NFL at all. If it's a backup starter, it's not a starter. He's basically a backup. But but we're playing for the playoff seeding. But I mean, the Chargers can finish 5th, 6th, 7th, depending on our game against the Broncos, the Bills versus Jets game. We know the Bills are going to smash the Jets. The Texans and the Colts is going to be a good game, but all that's going to come into brewing into the seeding and stuff like that further down the road. But the main goal for me is getting out of this game is with no injuries. I mean, injuries happen to every team, but we're going to see what comes. I mean, we're not playing starters, so if we do, they're not going to play long. So I'm not really concerned on that front. But there are players playing, but I just hope for no injuries. I mean, as I said, Denver's playing for that 1 seed. And, I mean, the Chargers, if they had won last week, were not just going to play for the 1 seed, but we also had a potential of playing for going 6-0 in the AFC West division play, something we've never done ever in our history. So I think with all that, I think coaching, Harbaugh went into that, and management said, hey, let's just rest the players. Since the division's out of reach, we can't get the division. Let's just rest those players. Let's just play for our seed. But no, it as of right now, it looks like it's if it's the 7th seed, we're gonna get the New England Patriots. If it's the 6th seed for the Chargers, we're gonna get the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we know what happened the last time we played them in the playoff, but they also took care of it this year in the regular season. So put that aside. That's why I kind of like leaning towards taking the 7th seed. So resting the players, hey, if that's what you want to do, get healthy for an extra week or 10 days, that's fine. Because the playoffs start, I think it's the January 10th and the 12th for the wild card round. So we'll go there. I mean, Denver has momentum going into this game. Yes, they're trying to win they won the AFC West, but they want that number 1 seed. I think we're going to let them have it. Do I want to? No. But the more and more I look at it, yeah, I think it's being healthy for the playoffs, and also the seeding. So we're going to look at that. But it's going to be fun. But I'm going to say this right now. My prediction for this game, I'm going to say Broncos 27, Chargers 17. I mean, it's Trey Lance. It's going to be 2nd string, 3rd string. It's probably going to be Trey Harris, KLS, or backup tight end, or probably Will Disley, probably that out there. I mean, it's not looking. I mean, right now, I can tell you right now, for the Chargers, Bradley Bozeman's questionable. Hassan Haskins questionable. R.J. Mickens questionable. Benjamin St. Justi and Kamani Vidal. Because Jameer Slayer's out, Elijah Molden's out, along with Justin Herbert, Amari Hampton, and Nico Reed. That's for the Chargers. Now, as for the Broncos, they're only setting out 2 players. It's going to be Trey Greenlaw and Kareem Reed. And the questionable is John Franklin Myers. So other than that, Denver's basically be throwing out their starters because they want that 1 seed, so they got to throw Bo Nix out there. I can see the Bo Nix probably playing till halftime or third quarter, depending on the score. I mean, they want to win this game, so I see them playing their starters as much as they can. And I think once the game's out of control, you'll probably see Sean Payton pull their starters for the playoffs, and that's my own personal opinion. But as much as I don't want to lose, and I hate losing, I think we lose this game for the seeding and for the health of our players going forward. So we already had a playoff spot locked up, so there was not a need of, we got to win this game. That all depended on that Texans game on Saturday. We had to win that game. Simple as that. Yeah, they're Matt. They're running the ball. Yeah, he ain't lying. But it is what it is. But now, JD, you want to put that pitch stat of Herbert stats? All right, I had to do an update. Now this is going of the 16. This is up to week 16 when I save this picture. So it says here he had 4,225 yards. Well, I did it's that Herbert has that add about 220 on that. I think it's like 4,400 yards he has. He also has 498 yards rushing, along with 2 touchdowns. His 26 touchdowns to 13 interception ratios this year. He also has 11 wins, 5-0 in the AFC West play, but that's probably going to be 5-1 after this week. But, but look at it. The last one is the what kills you. And I hate to say it. And then when it comes to fantasy players, if this was not the 32nd ranked pass protection, you'd probably seen Ladd McConkey and other players having much better stats. But hopefully that 32 rated pass protection is changed in the offseason and in the draft, and it's much better next year. I've been honking on that all year long about the offensive line. I could say it week in, week out, and it's a issue for us that has to be fixed, and hopefully it is fixed. But JD, you want to pull up that Keenan Allen pick with the incentives? Yeah, Keenan Allen is going to play for something this week. Keenan, he needs 11 yards away from getting $250K bonus, and then needs 6 catches for a massive $750,000. So he's got $1 million in the line this week. So hopefully Trey Lance takes care of him, or maybe he takes care of Trey Lance, and here's $25,000 or something. Just get me my bonus and stuff like that. But no, it's gonna be interesting. I think they really. I mean, as I said, I don't know who they're gonna throw out there. Probably KLS, Harris, and Keenan Allen, and whomever else is out there. Because I don't think we see Ladd. If we do see Ladd, it's probably for a quarter, and then bye. I mean, depending. That's what I do think now. JD, you want to pull up that playoff picture? All right, this is what the playoff looks like. So we got Denver with the bye at 1, New England at 2, Jacksonville at 3, Pittsburgh at 4, Texans at 5, Chargers at 6, and then we got Buffalo at 7. But as I said, that all could change this week because there's a big matchup between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. So the winner of that game basically could flip-flop and would go to the playoffs because they're going to win that division. So they'd play Denver or however this. But the winner of that game, the Pittsburgh and Baltimore game, is going to be a big one this week. But, as I say, it all comes down. So basically, the most likely opponents, as I said earlier, for the Chargers are going to be the Jaguars if the Chargers are the 6th seed. The Patriots if the Chargers fall to the 7th seed, which I feel are going to do. That's what they're playing for, is the 7th seed. They're playing for the 6 or the 7, But truthfully, I want the 7 seed. Yes, Mark, and to all my Patriots nation out there, I'm asking for you. I want the Patriots in the playoffs. Now, if it is the Patriots in the wild card round, I have a friend of mine I grew up with from Massachusetts who's going to join me. If it is the Patriots, we'll break down the playoff game. If it's the Patriots and the Chargers, and my friend Mark knows football, knows his Patriots football, knows me, so it'll be kind of fun. If it is that, I'm looking forward to having him on the show, and he's already said yes, he'll do it if that's the matchup. So that's going to be fun. Now, the Chargers' path depends heavily on Week 18 chaos. It's going to be all seeding between the 5, 6, and 7 this week. So I'm going to be rooting basically for a Chargers loss and help from other teams, but it's really not much help since we've already clinched a spot. But basically, I just want the teams to help. I think the only team that we need help, I think it would be the ball. I think is the no. It is no. We are locked in the playoff. It's just we need to lose, and that just sucks that we have to lose to get that 7 seed. But it is what's going to happen. But now, JD, you want to pull up that O-line pick for me? All right, I've been harping on this shit all year long. I know this has been a topic of mine, and it's probably been a topic everyone's heard too many times, but I'm sorry. Now, this is what our line was supposed to look like at the very beginning of the season before Slater got hurt and then before Joel got hurt. Now, Mekhi Becton, that has been a motherfucking bust. I know he was the big splash pause in the offseason. The man has been trash. Now, as for Bradley Bozeman, I know I've mentioned him many times. I'm not a fan of his. That's one man he needs to hit the road, Jack, and don't come back no more. Now, as for Zion Johnson, I know there's a lot of Chargers fans that are not happy with him, but he's actually done quite well this year. He's played in many positions that Harbaugh's asked him to play, and he's came up, and especially with all our injuries, he's come up and played those positions. So, hey, I know a lot of people want him gone, but, he's proved this year that, hey, he's been good having around, and hey, it's good to see because I know they were knocking on – a lot of people were knocking on him last year saying, he's got to go. But he's actually filled in quite admirably this year with all the injuries. But no, I'm hoping for a lot in on the offensive line is I'm not going to say it's going to be fixed. Yes, we're going to get Slater back and Alt back next year. So that is a help. They should be back healthy next year. That is guaranteed again. Now, I think Mekhi Becton is probably gone. I know he'll probably be either released or cut, and we'll probably take the dead money hit on that. I mean, I'm fine with that. He really hasn't done anything. He's had a lot of healthy inactive scratches this year, and it's been very inconsistent. And there was plays against the Texans. I swear to God, I was screaming at the TV. What the fuck? There was one thing he just didn't. He could have pushed off one player, and he just stood there like a motherfucker. Whatever. So there's been a waste there for me. But other than that, I mean, all right, let me get when I said the offensive line, here we go. To me, it's been a brutal reality check looking at this offensive line. What it could have been would have been nice. What it could have been would have been nice. But with the injuries, okay, here we go. We're 32nd in pass block win rate, 31st in run block win rate, 30th to 32nd in every PFF metric. That is fucking pathetic. And that's why Justin Herbert, week in, week out, is getting hit 8 to 10 times a game. I mean, he's up there in getting hit by quarterbacks being hit the most in the season, if not the most. I don't know. But to me, this is bottom tier across the board. I said, no wonder Herbert's getting hit 8+ times a game because the offensive line sucks. He's not being protected. He doesn't have his bodyguard there. He doesn't have Joe Alt there. He doesn't have Slater. Those two guys alone, if they were in the lineup, this would be a different season. and Herbert would not have been hit as much. But you can't deal with that. But don't worry, the Bengals will pick up Becton. Hey, Matt, here's my theory. I think I said it about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I wouldn't be shocked if he is released, right? The Eagles pick him back up. Because you know what? He had his biggest year last year with the Eagles, opening up paws for Saquon Barkley. He had his monster year with Becton, but I maybe it just was not the right signing. Maybe it was an impulse signing. Sometimes those impulse signings can be costly, but this one was costly because he's just been a waste on the field and he really hasn't done much. But JD, you want to pull up that picture of Drew Brees? Thank you so much. Yeah, a former Charger, Mr. Drew Brees, is now a finalist for the NFL Hall of Fame. He's actually a finalist, so it's the next step for him. I think he's going to get in, but he won't be wearing a Chargers uniform. He'll be wearing a Saints uniform, no doubt about that one. But hey, kudos to him for being a finalist for the Hall of Fame. Also, Phillip Rivers, congratulations to you on your second retirement. I mean, yeah, he did I wouldn't say a fantastic job, but for filling in for the Colts, hey. But we'll see you in the Hall of Fame in 5 years, I guess. Yeah, that's what I think. But even I think with these few games he played, I think it may have helped him get into the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of people that said, hey, that were saying, hey, well, I don't think I'll get him in. But they saying what he did at his age, at 44 years old, may have proven to the voters that, hey, he is maybe worth a shot of getting in there. I mean, he was a finalist himself before he came back to play again. But hey, I think, hey, he did get 5 years of health insurance, I guess. So, but no, I look forward to seeing him go into the Hall of Fame when his time comes. But it's well deserved. But that is one of my all-time favorite Chargers players growing up. It would be Phillip Rivers. So, yeah, I hope he does get in 5 years when that time comes. But, I'm going to say this. I said it so many times. Our biggest needs in that draft, in the free agency and the draft, is going to be edge, defensive line, cornerback, interior offensive line, and offensive tackle. Those are the biggest needs. If I'm the Chargers, we have the weapons, offensive weapons. Go out and use this whole draft on offensive line. Guards, get what you need. Add some depth to the team. Because that's one thing the Chargers in the past 4 or 5 years have not had is offensive line depth. There's never, because we always either lose a key player to an injury or something like that, and boom, we don't have that. So that's something I would like to do is use these, whatever picks we have, it's just, just get what we need, and that's the offensive line. Get help where we need it. Our offense, I think, is fine. We have players, and we could probably sign someone if in the offseason, if that's the case. But really, just boost up that offensive line to protect your investment in Justin Herbert. What, $250+ million? Protect your investment. I mean, it shows. You have to protect them. I mean, he's carried this team on his back all year long, and hey, we wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for him. So that's how I look at it. But this draft coming up this year is a trenches draft, and that's how Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz have drafted the last 2 years, is from the trenches out. So hopefully this should be a nice draft for them. I mean, there's a lot of players I do like. There's this center prospect. I like Logan Jones from Iowa. He's a Remington Trophy winner, no holding penalties, elite athlete. He's a Tyler Linderbaum 2.0 vibes to me. He converted from defensive tackle. He's a converted defensive tackle, so he can play in multiple positions. So that's a good thing. And that's the only thing that the Chargers do is they like players that can play multiple positions. So that's a good thing. Now there's also Connor Lew from Auburn, who I looked at on some highlights. I like that. Yes, he had an ACL injury, but that could drop his stock, which could be a steal in the draft here and there if he's available. I also like Jake Slaughter from Florida. These are all centers. He's a technician. He could be an early second-round pick, possibly. There's Emmanuel Paganon from Oregon, who I was watching yesterday, the day during the playoffs, and he looked pretty good. He had 0 sacks allowed. He's a plug-and-play guard. And then you got Danny Dennis Sutton from Penn State. He's a prototype edge, 6'5", 265. He's very explosive. So those are players that I've been looking at, have on my radar. Hopefully the Chargers get maybe 1, maybe 2 of them along the way. But those are names I've been looking at. But also for the Chargers will finish 2025 without a 1,000-yard rusher or receiver. So that's something usually we do have. Like Lad McConkey had 1,000 yards last year. I know we had a rusher for the What's it? Matt Bruno says, just like Ken Anderson. Yeah, you ain't lying in that one. But no, I mean, I know. I'm just looking forward to I'm not looking. It's crazy how fast the season's gone by. I mean, it started off very wonderful. It had the peaks and valleys. The NFC East did do some damage. There was 2 losses there between the Giants game and the Commanders game. Both of those games, they went in our favor. It could have been a lot different, but you can't change the outcome, man. Shit happens for a reason. We got beat by pretty crappy teams, and teams that, well, we thought the Commanders this year were going to be pretty good, but they really weren't good this year at all. They were pretty trash, and we got beat by a trashy team, and that showed. So, but other than that, I mean, now as for Denver, I think I said this last week, and I think I said it on the show today, that they're 9. They had what? 9 wins against teams 500 or below, and then they had teams above 500. They had 3 wins, 3 losses. So, you know what? It's why they play the games. I'm looking forward to seeing this, but I'll watch the game, but I'm not going to have the enthusiasm I normally would have on a live show with my friends on our YouTube channel, because really there's not much to play for. We're playing for seeding, but there's no Herbert, there's no Hampton, there's no, for me, I have to be enthused. I mean, I'm always enthused, but I'm not going to have the fire I would have if I were playing for the AFC West title. That's going to have to happen next year. I mean, and hopefully we can do the same thing we did this year, next year, with the healthy offensive line and stuff like that. But, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's the nature of the beast, I think. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. But I hope everyone had a wonderful holidays, happy Hanukkah, nice Christmas, and also had a wonderful New Year's. And I really appreciate you watching all season long. As I said earlier before the start, I can't believe this is episode 15. It's been a wild ride, but I thank each and every one of you for tuning in. And I really do appreciate it. It's been fun, but I'm gonna add coming next year. I'm gonna add to the show. I'm gonna add things to the show. I'm gonna bring on people more next year. If it's from rival teams, I'm gonna try and get more things interactive. I'm gonna try in the off season to think of things how to make the show much more fun. I can make it fun, but I'm gonna make it fun. I want to make it more lively. I'm gonna try and switch it up and do a lot of things different. But you know what? I may stick to what I'm doing now, but who knows what's gonna happen. But it's been fun. I also need to thank one person. I may write this stuff, but there's a man behind on the other side of the screen, and I want to thank him. JD Guccini, the man, the heart to start YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being a producer of my show. I appreciate every single week. I appreciate you for giving up your time, but I also appreciate everything you do. I want to thank you for that. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better friend, but also a person that knows me, but knows how I do things. And, I don't always do it my way. But you know what? I appreciate JD for all he does. I appreciate everyone on my channel, from JD from the producing on backstage, the support of my Bogey, Dennis, Derek, Peacock, Dennis Holmes, everyone over on the Gem Wealth Net channel. I appreciate everyone. Matt Bruner. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in every single week, taking your time out of your day from King D. There's so many I could thank, but I appreciate everyone for joining, always joining and tuning in. I really appreciate that. Matt, I could just be a real pain in the ass. But no, JD, I appreciate that because you know what? I always say to you, it's the small things in life that go a long way to me. Some people go out of their way, have things to do. You make the time, and I appreciate that. And that's something in life you have to. I was always raised to thank people for taking the time out of the day to help you. And as you say, iron sharpens iron. That's correct. But we only get better. And I always say, each and every show I've done, I've gotten better. But I've learned from each and every show. But I thank each and every one of you. But I also thank my beautiful wife. She's always been there for me, no matter what. If I make mistakes, fuck up, she's always there. You're doing good, and I appreciate that. So I really do. But I want to thank her. But on that note, I didn't hit the hour mark. But you know what? I'm going to make it up on the next show, which will be the playoff edition of the Chargers Power Hour. So on that note, thank you for joining me for episode 15 of the Chargers Power Hour. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and have a fantastic start to your new year. Good luck to all your teams, who you root for. As long as you're not playing my team, I don't give a shit. Now, Chase, you on the hand, man, we got you the first time. You're probably going to even the score this time. But let's hope I don't get you in the playoffs. Because you know what? I want a deep playoff run this year. Pause. And if we have to go through the Denver donkey's asses and take you out, motherfucker, we're going to do that. It's just one step at a time. If we have to bow down and lose this week, that's fine. But Chase, when all the chips are on the table, and if you're in our way, motherfucker, I'm coming for you. Not just me, but my goddamn Chargers will be coming, and we're going to bolt the fuck up to the next round of the playoff. If it's New England, if it's Jacksonville, if it's Denver, whomever the fuck comes in our way, motherfucker, let's go. I'm ready for war. It's, as Bogey would say to me and say to all of us, it's war time now. It's playoff fucking football. Let's fucking go. Okay, Dylan, what's up? My Bears win 37-30 over the Lions. So, hey, let's see if Caleb. Hey, I was telling the guys this morning, Caleb's 270 yards away from being the first Bears quarterback to hit 4K passing yards. So let's see if Caleb does it. Hey, good luck. I hope he does. But then again, I'm not a Bears fan. But hey, man, good luck to them. But hey, good luck to Caleb. Good luck to all your teams. But just stay out of my way. If you're in my way, it's no holds barred. This mouth will not shut the fuck up. That's one thing about me. I run this mouth 24/7. A lot of people, one person in this house says that. That's fine. But as the guys know, I run my mouth. I will back up what I say. And if I fuck up or say something wrong, I'll own up to it. But I still will run this mouth as much as possible. That's what I'm guilty as charged. But motherfucker, on that note, have a wonderful night, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. And that will be for the wild card round. And as I said, if it's the Patriots, I'm going to bring on my good friend Mark Davis, and I'm looking forward to that. He knows his football, and that will be a good interactive show. As much as I hate the Patriots, and I'll shit all over Mark. Mark, I know you're watching, buddy, but you know what? I'll be good. I'll have a lot of good questions for you. But I still will shit all over those New England Patriots. They are shit. You may have rings, but motherfucker, I still will hate all over those Patriots. Tom Brady, I don't give a fucking shit. Patriots ain't shit. On that note, good night. Hey, what's that? Sorry about your Chargers lose. I ain't worried. Hey, Dylan, I know we're gonna lose. We're not starting our starters. So to me, we're playing for the seed. We're not playing. We don't have a purpose in this game. We're not playing for a division title like we possibly could have done if we won last week. So I'm hoping for a game that's a good, solid game, pause, but coming out of it healthy. I don't want to see any injuries going into the playoffs. Herbert's going to be rested. Hey, no, King, I appreciate you, man. Hey, good luck to your Rams, man. I don't know, man. They had a great start this season, but it's the wrong time to start shitting the bed. Man, I hope to see some of that. I hope that we get to see that Rams offense that we saw early in the season. Because I know we share the same house, but unfortunately, yes, you have to call it the Rams house because they have a title in that building. So you guys own that building. Yes, it is. But you know, man, no matter what, we do have the Rams on our schedule next year at King. So that would be a fun show. I would love to have you on next year, buddy. That would be a lot of fun. But on that note, as I said, have a wonderful night. Hey, what's this outfit? You don't know anything about ball. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. You can say what you want. I support my Chargers. I'll root for my team. Hey, I'm just going to say my shit as I always do. But hey, you're entitled to your own opinion. It is what it is. But you know what? I know ball. But you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. But on that note, you have a wonderful night. Hey, and thanks for tuning in. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'll let you have yours. I'll have mine. But on that note, have a wonderful night. Have a blessed weekend. And take care. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Full up,
Game plan sick, talking under the weather. You know what we doing? I need that all expense paid inclusive. I'm the plug, so I'm plugged into it. About money like with Jewish white Christmas. I'm Scrooge, bitch. My mood is on cruise ship. If you ain't tuned in, you ain't vibing with my moon man. I move shit like Kerry. I'm the cold Drew Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey. Everything movie, that mean the price varies. Need that designer cream shit and all Ben and Jerry's. Cream get the money like 36 chambers. Baskin Robbins shit, 31 flavors. Keep it moving.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Everything on me. Yeah, tell him Bogart scot-free. Lottie-dottie, he like to potty. Fuck with clothes, shoot, throwing 5 Molly. Heard I carry weight, move packs like a dolly. And I stay fuming, clock me doing Godspeed. Business booming, back-to-back trips, moving multiple units. Got mules, got universal soldiers, getting money for sure. Yeah, we ain't shrugging shoulders. You think I'm lucky getting over, made it far cause I'm a shark, fuck a 4-leaf clover. On my 89, minus the flat top. Getting packs off, smoking on the cash crop. Money talk, if you're broke then you can't talk. Play a never ending ball game, Sandlot.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Getting money when I land there. Smoking all loud so I can't hear. And if your boys bring the noise, all y'all pussies getting scraped pap smear. Codeine got me leaning, pizza. Put your boy on point, pyramid of Giza. I'ma rock like this till I'm an old geezer. No pizza parlor, but we deliver pizzas. Ask Uncle Sam, I'm taxing. Look, my no hands telepathic. I can make things move, I'm carefully calculated when I make these moves. I run shit, don't let me get loose. I'm all about my decks, trying not to get goosed. Keep it moving.